Hello everybody, good day to you. This is Rajkumar. Welcome to our channel Wealth Upon You. In part 2, let us continue with our analysis whether VIL will survive or not. The question is how VIL can survive or what are all the options it has for the survival. Let us see the options it has to raise the additional money. The first point is contingent liability amount pending from Vodafone PLC. That is approximately 6,700 crore. For this point, I would like to show you the Q4 Chief Executive Statement which I have downloaded from Vodafone PLC website. In page number 21 under Vodafone India Limited, I would like to read out some statement. The group has a potential exposure to certain contingent liabilities and potential refunds relating to Vodafone India and Idea Cellular at the time of merger, including those relating to AGR judgment. If I go to next statement, the group's potential exposure under this mechanism is capped at INR 84 billion, that is 8,400 crore, out of which it has already paid 200 million, that is approximately 17,700 crore in the month of April 2020. So the balance amount is 6,700 crore. The next point is GST return pending from Government of India, that is approximately 8,000 crore. For this, you can refer the news in New India Express dated 27th Feb 2020. Vodafone Idea seeks over 8,000 crore GST refund as AGR relief. You can further go through this mail to know more details about it. So let us move to next point. Income tax refund for financial year 2014 to financial year 2018. 4,500 crore claimed by VIL, out of which Supreme Court has ordered IT department to pay 733 crore and rest of the claim yet to be sorted out by VIL and IT department. For this point, you can read the news in the Business Standard dated April 30, 2020. Relief to Vodafone Idea as Supreme Court orders 733 crore income tax refund. Okay, let us move to next point. It has plans to monetize its share in the Indus Tower, which could fetch around 4,500 to 5,000 crore. Also, it has plans to monetize its fiber optical business, which could fetch around 11,000 to 15,000 crore. So, if I add these values, low values mentioned mentioned over here, it is approximately 31,000 crore. So the point is, it has the options to raise the additional money. Now let us move on to next point. Potential investment from Google or any other investor once there is clarity on AGR issue. Further fund infusion by promoters after the clarity on the AGR issue. Thanks to Jio, as there are many investors are lined up and post-COVID, there will be huge growth in the telecom business. As promoters are holding 72.5% shares, they will surely try to increase the enterprise value of the company because they are the one who is going to benefit most or affected most when compared to retail investors. For this point, I would like to show you the news in the Business Standard dated March 9, 2020. Vodafone Idea gains 30% in weak market after promising the new beginning. So in this, if I would like to highlight you here. The shares gained after the Department of Telecommunications indicated that the company was positive about India and that it wanted to make a new and good beginning in the country. So, Vodafone Idea has no intention to close the office in India. At the same time, government also is willing to provide some relief to the telecom sector. That is the point I would like to highlight over here. So let us go to the next point. Potential increase in ARPU in the coming quarters due to the ending of price war. As already telecom companies are increased the tariff from December 2019, it will increase in the coming quarter results and also they have requested try for fixing the floor price for data as well. For this point, you can go through the news in Economic Times, dated June 9, 2020, Vodafone Idea may see further upside and likely ARP growth. In this, I would like to highlight only few points that CLSA accepts Vodafone Idea's mobile ARPU to grow up by 30% to 140, mainly led by tariff hikes. Vodafone Idea's earnings before interest, tax, depreciation and amortization should jump 67% in the financial year 2020, boosted by operating leverage. And then next statement is, since the Vodafone Idea merger, the firm has lost 118 million subscribers. That is approximately 12 crore subscribers. But this loss should slow, says CLSA. The next statement I would like to read out from this news is, Vodafone Idea has safeguarded its 23 million, that is 2.3 crore, strong postpaid subscriber base, which is 43% higher than Airtel base and far ahead of Reliance Jio, the brokerage site. The key is data subscriber ramp up, which is likely to reach 162 million by financial year 2020, the brokerage said. So the company is surviving. There will be huge potential for the further growth. Let us move on to the next point. Here, before we move on to the next point, I would like to give you some insight about the ARPU over here. For instance, if we say there is 10 rupees increase in ARPU, that will increase the revenue by 300 crore per month if we consider the active subscriber base as 30 crores. So per year it will be around 3600 crore, which is approximately zero point 0.5 billion USD. So this is just to give you insight about the company's top line growth when there is an increase in the ARPU. Okay, let's move on to the next point. Potential annual synergies post merger, CAPEX, OPEX, which will result in upcoming quarters, as the integration of network and operations are expected to be completed by June 2020. Now the network integration of Vodafone and Idea, it is expected to be completed by June 2020. Post this integration, there will be the annual synergies. That is, there will be reduction in the capital expenditure as well as the operation expenditures. For this point, I would like to show you the Vodafone Idea press release dated 31st August 2018. In that, page number 2, it is mentioned that merger is expected to generate Rs 140 billion annual synergy, including OPEX synergy of Rs 84 billion. So, the expected synergies is approximately 140 billion Indian rupees, that is 14,000 crores, which will reflect in the coming quarters. Okay, these are all the points I would like to highlight in the part 2 of our analysis. In part 3, we will discuss about the developments on the operations and networks, which is currently being carried out by the VIL, and then we will discuss about the potential growth for the telecom sector in the future. Thank you all. Thanks for watching the video. If you like our video, please subscribe. Thank you very much.